This is the HGLRC Draco Digital FPV system, and this is one of the many new digital FPV systems hitting the market that are all based around the Artisan 8030 chip, as well as being supported by CAP. Now, I have actually ordered in pretty much all of these systems to take a look at. This is the HGLRC. Here I also have the SkyZone SteadyDigital as well. We already have the P1 Artlynk from Beta FPV, and I am waiting on a couple of others as well. However, the point of this video today is to give you a bit of a warning and say HGLRC are telling some fibs, or at least they're not doing what they said they're doing on their website. And what I mean by that is this. This system from HGLRC is now branded as Artlynk compatible. Artlynk is this collection of systems supported by CAP and using the Artisan chipset inside. Originally at launch, the HGLRC system didn't say anything about this. It didn't say it was going to be supported by CAP and is even part of Artlynk. However, they've now gone on to add this on their website, saying that this system is now Artlynk compatible and it will ship with the version 2 firmware. That means it's Artlynk compatible. However, that is not true, because my HGLRC system here that I bought directly from HGLRC that arrived this time last week is not compatible and is not running version 2 firmware. Instead is using version 1 firmware, and as a result of that is not actually compatible with the SkyZone VRX, with the SkyZone Air Unit, or the Beta FPV Air Unit as well. Now, I have a much bigger video coming on this, showing you all of these systems and talking about this in great detail. There is so much to go over here, so please do make sure you are subscribed to see it. But right now, the very basics are, whilst from a hardware perspective, the HGLRC system is the same as these, unfortunately, it does not bind. You cannot use the SkyZone VTX module with the HGLRC. You cannot use the Beta FPV VTX module, and what you cannot do is use the HGLRC Air Unit with the SkyZone or the Beta FPV goggles. What I can tell you is that you can use the SkyZone with the Beta FPV goggles. You can use the Beta FPV Air Unit with the SkyZone VRX module, because these now do have the compatible firmware. It is HGLRC that, whilst they're telling us they have the compatible firmware, it actually doesn't. Now, just to show you what I mean on this, on the HGLRC website where I ordered my kit, if you scroll all the way down, they have the bit that they've added about it being part of the Artlynk system. Here you go, HGLRC Draco HDVTX. The Draco HDVTX is one of the core products in Artlynk HDVTX systems, which is committed to building a stable, low latency and high definition video system. And they go on to talk about Artisan inside, CAP supported, CAP, who I think is making all of this. And what they go on to say here is, where is it? Here it is. All Draco HDVTX units currently sold by HGLRC have been upgraded to firmware version 2.0. When both Artlynk ecosystem products, such as Beta FPV1 and Draco system, are updated to version 2.0 or later, interconnectivity can be achieved. Now, that statement is technically correct in the sense of version 2 items will connect to version 2. My SkyZone system has shipped with version 2. I have upgraded the Beta FPV system to version 2. However, both units from HGLRC, my VTX and the VRX module, were shipped with version 1. It isn't that they even came as a kit. They are two separate items, and both items have shipped with the older firmware. Now, just to power it up and show you what firmware mine comes with, before I do that though, just a warning if you get this. You need a fan with this when using it on the bench. There is so many quirks to this system right now, including the fact that there is a low power mode option, but it doesn't work at all, and there are no RF power settings. This thing goes to full RF output as soon as you power it on. There is no way to reduce the power. Low power mode on arming does not work, and it will get insanely hot very, very quickly when you power it on. So do just take that into account. So here we've got the VRX module connected. I'm going to power it on. We'll just wait for the VTX to kick in, just holding the camera. Again, I can't stress enough on heat. There doesn't even appear to be a low power safety mode on this system to be able to warn you that it's overheating as well. It will literally cook itself on the bench. Don't ask how I know. Right, okay, so this is the HGLRC system powered up. If we just go into the menu, go down to the settings, yes, there is is there a low power mode option on this one? Yes, there is a standby mode option, look, grayed out. Doesn't work at all. Anyways, going down, device info, and you can see here that my units, both the VRX and the VTX module, have shipped from the factory, with the ground station being version 1.0.0B02, and then the drone firmware being version 1.0.0B02. So, as a result of that, whilst my VTXs can connect, that's fine if you buy the HGLRC system, it isn't currently working with the Artlynk wider ecosystem. Now, what makes all of this worse is the fact that there's no way to download the firmware on the HGLRC website, and they're not responding to support tickets, and they're not even replying on their own Discord. A couple of days ago, I had a look around. There is no firmware for this system available to download on the HGLRC site. Under support, you have the option of raising a ticket, which I have done. I did it. In fact, I've done it twice. I did it a little while ago to reach out to them about asking about this system, which they never replied to. And I did it a few days ago asking about firmware for this. And again, they haven't replied either. I've even put a post on their Discord server. You can see this here, HGLRC. This is only 3 days ago. You can see on the 7th of the 5th, I need some support for Draco. Your state is shipping with version 2.0 firmware. However, this is not the case. You have sent a unit with version 1.0 and it is not Artlynk compatible. Please provide firmware. And they haven't even responded. Literally, I've sent a couple of tickets, and those tickets were done earlier last week. No one has responded on their website either. And right now, it's stuck. And what my concern with this situation is very simply, they are selling a product that they say is going to do one thing, which it doesn't, and they're giving you no way to upgrade it. Now, as I've said, I'm going to be doing a much bigger video on this. Let me switch to the main view on this system in a little while. And honestly, right now, I am not recommending you go near this with a barge pole, because there are so many little issues that I've come across. It's crazy. Low power mode doesn't work at all on the VRX modules, regardless if that's SkyZone or that's the Draco system. I found a quirk with the RF behavior with channel allocation, in that it doesn't correctly align the uplink and the downlink carrier. There seems to be no power options at all in the system. It overheats dramatically quickly. And even worse than that, on the SkyZone and the HGLRC, it doesn't read the battery voltage for the VRX module on the screen. And on the SkyZone, it's constantly coming up with a warning on the display to say low battery, even though I've turned off the menu option to display a low battery warning. Just to show you what I mean on that, on the HGLRC, notice in the bottom corner over I can't reach it. Just to show you what I mean on this, notice right about here, where my finger is, there is a voltage output for the ground station, which is showing 0. Now, that's not ideal, so it doesn't tell you the voltage, but at least on the HGLRC, it's not causing a problem. However, if you look at the aircraft voltage, that is causing a problem because that is constantly flickering on and off, both in the normal screen as well as the menu screen as well. If I swap over to the SkyZone, you can see there that same icon on the bottom is now showing 0.39 volts, and I've got a receiver box volt alarm error constantly flashing on the display. This is there if the camera is on or off. If I just power the camera up, you will see that that will appear in a second there as well. It's exactly the same regardless of if you have the camera on or not. There we go. You can see the camera. Oh, it was on. Wait for it. This is another quirk. There we go. So there you can see down the bottom, and if I move my finger to it, there you go. You can see that the voltage is saying 0.39 volts. And then up here, there we go. You can see that the receiver box volt alarm is going off. If I go into the menu on this, if you go down to device, there is a low battery alarm, which I've turned off. Yet it's still coming up. The only way I've actually found to get rid of it, and you can get rid of it, is by turning off that bottom menu altogether. So this option called receiver box icon, if I turn that off, the whole menu view goes away and I no longer get that error. However, I might have wanted that information up along the bottom of the screen. And if I did want that information up along the bottom of the screen, then I have to put up with the flashing constant low battery error. To show you something that's made me chuckle a little bit, people are even starting to leave reviews on the SkyZone page. Fair play to SkyZone for leaving these up, but I'm sort of recording this to make sure there's evidence they were there. But you can see here from a user, 3 stars, I'm not a beta tester. He goes on to talk about some of the problems I've mentioned in this, and I've already found some of these other ones. They're coming in the bigger video, but things like constant voltage alarm, auto record working, but red dot blinking all of the time, can't enable focus mode, inactive switch, can't change VTX power, as I've told you about already, can't enable standby mode, which I've told you about already, sometimes VRX won't boot, yes, I've had that as well, but yeah, overall, people are finding this is not remotely ready for the prime time, and in some ways, I'm starting to think I might have been a little bit harsh on Cadex over some of my criticism on Ascent, but let alone some of the other stuff as well. But what it does show you more than anything is this is a bit of a disaster right now. Now, as I've said, I'm going to have a much bigger deep dive video coming on this in the near future. So if you're interested in seeing that, please do make sure you are subscribed. But right now, this is all quite a bit of a mess. I do actually now have new firmware for the HGLRC system, but I didn't get it from HGLRC. A kind user on my Discord who did manage to get hold of HGLRC via Facebook, I will add, they have sent me over some firmware and I'm going to try that. But the point of this video is not everyone has that access. And right now, HGLRC are saying one thing, doing something else. But worse than this, so far, this is just a mess. And there is work to be done across the board. Now, if you find this video interesting, please do make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you'd like to support us to allow us to keep buying this gear, because I bought the HGLRC gear, I bought the SkyZone gear. There's probably a reason these guys don't want to send this stuff to me. Only saying, we say what we think here. And if you'd like to support us to allow us to keep doing that, please do make sure you are subscribed and make sure you consider checking out the links to my Patreon as well as buying me a coffee. It is only through the support of my Patreons I'm able to keep making content on this channel. And if you'd like to support us to allow us to keep buying this gear, please do check it out. I want to say a massive thank you to all of my Patreons. We would not be able to do this without your support. Anyway, that's it. Rant over. I've got work to do because I'm still doing testing on that. Look after yourself, stay safe, and I will speak to you soon.